Hey, happy workout day. Welcome to At Home Fitness with Coach Hay. It is the YouTube channel that aims to bring you guys in gym quality coaching and workouts for your at home or garage gym needs. Now, today is Thursday, October 8th, and we are on day number 207 of our at home fitness programming series. We're looking at one big piece for the programming today, a 24-minute alternating EMOM. EMOM stands for every minute on the minute. Alternating means we're going to do a separate piece each and every minute as we rotate through this. First movement today is going to be a barbell thruster. If you're not sure what the barbell thruster is, stick around. We'll go over through that in the demonstrations before we go through our modifications. So a barbell thruster, the rep scheme is going to be 10 to 15 reps each time, and the weight is a 95 and 65 guys, girls, pound thruster. Now, there's some ranges here, so I want to go through this and make sure I spell this out for you guys. That 95, 65 pound thruster should be something that you guys can work through very well. Now, fatigue will build, obviously, and those reps will become harder to come by, but 95 and 65 should not be a weight that makes you put the bar down because the weight is heavy or slows you down and creates a poor movement because the weight's heavy. Maybe because we have a hard time breathing, we're getting pretty fatigued, or because our body is just becoming smoked. That's fine. So what we're looking at here is 10 to 15 reps. I want you to pick one and I want you to do it every time. 24 minutes, 3 movements, which means you guys are going to go through this 8 times. So take that into consideration when it comes to choosing between 10 and 15 of those thrusters. Super important. Do not start at 15 and work your way down to 10. Steady significance is what we're looking for here. I want you to be able to maintain the same number of reps, keep accumulating those and trying to do those unbroken if at all possible each time, with the ability to maybe chip off that last round or two by dropping it, taking a couple breaths and picking it back up to finish it out. Okay, so the same number all the way through. Now, same thing is going to happen on our double unders in the same point here. 30 to 45 reps, in which case, again, pick the number you think you can maintain, but is also going to be a challenge. You guys are going to have a minute rest here after the double unders, so there is going to be a minute rest each time before you pick that barbell back up on the thrusters. Use that to help yourself recover a little bit. It should be necessary after a bunch of thrusters into double unders. The heart rate should be getting pretty high. We should be maybe bending over a little bit and take some deep breaths. All right, that's fine. That's kind of what we're looking for here. But again, keep challenging yourself. Kind of dig your own hole, so to speak. Figure out what you want to go after and keep challenging it. All right, stick around. Modifications and any movement demonstrations that you might need to see. All right, guys, so we have ourselves a 24-minute alternating EMOM here. First minute, we're going to start as the clock hits 3, 2, 1 with a barbell thruster. The RX weight is 95-65. That should be a not necessarily very lightweight, but something you guys can work through pretty well in mid to large sets. 10 to 15 is the rep range we're looking for here. I want you guys to choose one that obviously will be able to complete in that minute, possibly even unbroken, but will be a very difficult set to be able to maintain the whole way through. I believe I did 12 there. The number's up to you, but whatever number you pick, let's stay with it for the entirety of the 8 rounds. Now, we're going to rest until that next minute starts, at which point we're going to do 30 or 45 double unders. Same idea, choose a number, try and stick with it. Focusing on in between these movements, trying to breathe, calm our heart rate back down a little bit. It's obviously going to spike on both movements. We're going to try and then regain control of it before we head into the next piece. So as you see, hitting those double unders. Again, also trying to work on that unbroken concept before we have our rest of the minute from the double unders rest, and then the full minute after that before we get back to the thrusters. Stay tuned for movement modifications. Alright guys, modifications for our 24-minute alternative EMOM here. 2 movements, a couple of easy modified movements, or something I'm going to toss in that's a little bit different here. So for the double unders first, obviously single unders with that jump rope. All right, we have jumping jacks, which I really like for this because there is a lot of shoulder fatigue coming from those double unders, which goes back and makes those thrusters a little bit harder. So that's kind of part of that combination there. That would be a good modification or substitute. We can also do toe touches if we have a dumbbell or a kettlebell. We can do lateral hops across the line. I just want it to be something short and quick with the extension of the ankles and the calves, not a box jump or something that requires more power. It takes longer to complete, okay? So for that first movement, we have our thruster, right? Which we can always modify really easily with a kettlebell, right? Going through the thruster one arm at a time, or dumbbell stacked on the shoulders, same thing. There is an even number of rounds. So if you guys want to do right arm first round, left arm second round, and get those reps in single-sided, then that's fine, that will work. We can always grab ourselves a medicine ball, do wall balls, in which case the fatigue probably doesn't accumulate as much over time, but the reps are easier to get each round. So keep in mind there's adjustments to this. We can always make the weight lighter if we need to make the weight lighter. If you guys only have a bar, or maybe you have like an easy curl bar or something along the lines that you can technically thruster, but once you start putting weight on it, it wants to rotate and move around and mess with you, feel free to do the thrusters with the empty bar, right? You're still doing the reps, in which case you can always increase the rep number, all right? 15 doesn't have to be the end game there. One of the other things, if you guys don't have any equipment that could be a possibility for this, is a burpee with some air squats. So I'm gonna go down my burpee, come up, and I'm gonna go into 1, 2, 3, whatever air squats, and that's gonna at least get us a simulation of a pushing movement followed by a squatting movement, something similar to at least what that thruster is going to feel like and where the fatigue is going to come from,